I can't tell you how many conversations I've had with guys that have started along these lines. "Steven, I just don't understand why she's leaving. I've not done anything terribly wrong. I never cheated. I never hit her." Some guys, not all guys, can say, "I never yelled at her. There was always food on the table. I was nice enough. I don't understand. Why is she leaving?" To be clear, I'm not at all saying we shouldn't be striving to hold ourselves to this standard, but I'll also say, and you probably won't disagree with me to say it, that these are pretty much the bare minimum standards of not what makes a good husband, but what makes a husband that you can function in life with. And a lot of times, what men don't stop to ask is, are these boxes being checked really sufficient for my marriage? Do these really meet all the needs in not just my marriage, but in myself? Is this bare minimum really gonna get me where I want to go in life, or is this just gonna keep my head above water? And what ends up happening is you will be a passively decent guy, all right? Life will be fine-ish most of the time. As long as there's not something out of left field that's throwing you for a curveball, but again, it's only a matter of time until something like that happens. A parent passes away, a financial crisis hits, if someone gets let go from a job, menopause hits, whatever the situation can be, where it can sort of flip the lens on a fine-ish life and make it feel unbearable. So this is how this can happen. You might be coasting, you might be grinding, but neither one of those things feels really fulfilling, nor do they feel like they're moving forward. There's not progress happening. Now, that what I just described is actually the best case scenario. Without these goals, it's not just that you're sort of passively decent, you actually fall into a very egocentric way of living. You just never stop to think about that your wife has to pick up the slack that you leave behind. And so you might tell yourself, "Hey, I show up hard at work. I bring home a paycheck, and then we get home and everything else is expected to be handled by the wife. Life revolves around you a lot more than you realize. You have high expectations for her, higher than you realize, and you have low expectations for yourself, lower than you realize. Your duties are to just go to work, and then when you get home, maybe it's time to game, it's time to drink, it's time to do whatever. You go hang out with the boys, you do whatever. She's expected to do all the childcare from dawn till dusk every single day. Uh, and my way or the highway when it comes to disagreements, right? And this is just how marriage should work. Now again, that's the worst case scenario, and of course, that worst case scenario can go even lower, but I just share that to say this is the same sort of thing. There's a common thread between these 2 situations, and that is an absence of intentionality.